Good day, viewers, and welcome to another fresh episode of the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, and I will be your host for today for the next 25 minutes or so. Of course, we have heard a lot happening already this week in terms of sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. For now, let us look at the latest on the hit list. Today on the hit list, we start off with the boxing promoter Eames Moses. Moses, of course, a vocal promoter who has complained about the recent sponsorship in terms of his boxing stable. Now, Namibian boxing promoter and trainer Eames Moses is pleading with corporate Namibia and the Ministry of Sport to support his upcoming boxing event. The founder of AC Boxing Promotion is set to host a tournament on the 16th of August where he promises to unleash some of the top prospects, including Flames Special One Nangolo, now who is currently in the United States of America, where he is preparing for this top bout. However, Eames Moses stating that most of the companies or corporate Namibia are only supporting other stables. He mentioned the likes of MTC, he mentioned the government and more, stating that he's appealing for those sponsorship in order for him to produce more champions. Now, Eames Moses today also left for the United States of America to Las Vegas, where he's supposed to meet Flames Nangolo, the Namibian boxer who has been there for a while now. Let's just hear from him as he delivered this from the airport.
Yeah, so August 16th, so AC Promotion will do a big fight that will be Special One Nangolo versus Real Wine Lawal from Nigeria for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. So this fight will take place at the Roman Catholic Hall in Windhoek. So it's going to be a big fight. So we're going to have like 8 undercards. So we only have one challenge here, which is getting funds for this event. That's why we are appealing to the government, we're appealing to the corporates so they can come and support these events, because the failure to raise funds to cover this fight, so it will get us in whereby the WBO have to strip Special One and lose his title. And of course, we invested a lot of money for getting this fight, and of course, it's a good platform, and he's about to get in the top 15 in the world. And I'm appealing to the public, the business people to come on board. Of course, we are looking at the large amount of 300,000 Namibian dollars to 400,000 Namibian dollars to cover the event. That's now to cover the flight tickets, to cover the sanction fees, to cover the logistic of the event. So it's going to be a good fight. And of course, I'm also appealing to the president to look at us. So AC Promotion, we've been doing boxing for so many years without a sponsor. It's almost now 2 decades. And of course, we want the government to support us so we can help also the government to create employment for the youth. And of course, on the 17th of July, Walter Kautendoka will travel to Tjakstan, where he's going to compete in the 8th round in a super middleweight championship. Of course, he's going to fight in Tjakstan. So Walter will fight Dimitru Machvikov, and that fight is scheduled for 8 rounds, and it will be in Tjakstan, and it will take place on the 22nd of July. So he's leaving the country. He's leaving the country on the 17th of July, and myself, I'm on my way to Las Vegas, where I can accompany Special One. He's been there for training camp, and of course, we're also going to attend the fight for Manny Pacquiao that will take place on July 19 at the MGM Grand. So it's going to be a good experience, and also we're trying to see if we can also get assistance so we can be able to cover this fight. That's all I have for now, and see you guys 16 August. Get your ticket. The ticket go for 300 Namibian dollars. Table go for 20,000 Namibian dollars. That money we're trying to raise money so we can cover the event. But it's the absence of the sponsorship. We're trying to make sure that we sell as much table as we can. If we can sell about 20 tables, that will probably make the amount that we need to cover the event. Thank you.
That was Eames Moses before he departed to the United States of America, where he's going to spend a few days before he returns with Flames Special One Nangolo, who fights under his stable. Now, today we also met up with Namibia Sports Commission Chief Administrator Freddie Muya, who just recently spoke about the youth Region 5 youth games, expressing his appreciation to those that were involved, as well as lauding the country for a successful hosting of this tournament. He also mentioned about how the country managed to pick up medals in that one, finishing second on the medal tally. That's something that stood out for him as an administrator, stating that he probably would love to see Namibia host much bigger events, with a focus, however, now on the Olympics. Let's hear from Muya.
One would like to know, what would Macedonian
I'll speak from two perspectives. One is Namibia being the host, where we had the local organizing committee. Secondly, I'll talk about Team Namibia performance. As you know, this game was supposed to be hosted by Mozambique, but at the last moment, we were given to host this event as a country. It always 36-month preparation to host such an event of this highest magnitude. However, we were given less than 8 months to ensure that this event takes place in our country. I really pass a word of appreciation to the committee that we recommended and finally appointed by cabinet to ensure that they run these games under the leadership of my brother, Dr. Deolpula Hamtuma, with his team. They did a remarkable job. We really provided the fiduciary duties and the guidance that they required. I also need to thank my honorable ministers for doing a great job to ensure that funding and resources were made available, at the most shortest possible time to ensure that we could acquire whatever the needs arises. If we look at Team Namibia, this is one of the best performances of this team in the history of our republic. We used to be number 7, used to be number 8, but for the first time that we managed to become the second best, collecting at least plus or minus 24 gold medals, a lot of silver medals, and a number of bronze medals. We're followed by Zimbabwe. I know we're not sleeping because Zimbabwe was very close to us, achieving that 20 gold medal. So I'm very much happy that we did quite a good of preparation. We spent plus or minus close to 5 million preparing Team Namibia for the first time in history. And I think we are now moving in the right track, as we know that our sport industry now has been prioritized by our government. I was also impressed by the sentiment and the post that I saw from the head of state, where she's very much happy about Team Namibia performance. It's one in the papers. And I said, our head of state is following, she's watching, and for us, it's for us to deliver. And imagine the attendance, the presence of Her Excellency to the event for the official opening, and the Prime Minister, and also the first gentleman sending the team. For me, that was history making. Closing ceremony, what a spectacular closing ceremony, whereby the Vice President also, came, to do the official honor. It shows commitment from the current government, shows commitment, from our leaders, that it means they walk the talk. And we are going to deliver. Give us time. I'm looking about Los Angeles now, 2028, that we can produce elite athletes. Come 2028, people will be surprised the number of athletes that Namibia will be sending to the Los Angeles Games. Not only sending, but participating, but not only participating, competing, not only competing, reaching the podium performance. And then when they come home, we come and celebrate.
Yes, Honorable Chief, I also wanted to ask, Namibia proving that they can host games of such magnitude in a short period of time. What does this say about the future of hosting more games here in Namibia?
We have got, as much as people they say we don't have infrastructures, we don't have stadium. Yes, it's true for football, for international level, but other facilities, we have got cooperated with those facilities. So, and also we've got the willingness of our people to sacrifice their time and to do anything that will be possible in the shortest possible time. So we have got the capabilities, the abilities, the network is very good in our country, and the hospitality, so we can host any event of any high magnitude in our country. But we just need to improve, maybe the aspect of the stadiums. Once we have got our 3 international stadiums, accredited international stadiums, we can be able to host any event of any magnitude, starting from football or rugby, netball, whatsoever sports that you may call. I just want to thank Namibians, especially those who came to support the games at various areas. I think I just need to encourage that going forward, we need to see more spectators. And I think we just need to improve in terms of the marketing of our games. And we are good to go.
That was the Namibia Sports Commission Chief Administrator Freddie Muya speaking about this event. Obviously, the Region 5 Youth Games, where a lot of action took place for the past week, and so it was indeed one of those events which the network TV also was there to cover some of this competition as well. Now, speaking of upcoming competitions, we have, that is the Fistball tournament, which will be taking place at the Escavie field. Fistball enthusiasts will be entertained with this action that will be taking place at that site. There will be around more than 3 categories as teams battle for top honors there. Now, let's go into one of the biggest things everyone is anticipating. Of course, Namibia will battle Zimbabwe in the final of the Africa Cup. That match will be taking place in Uganda. There is a lot of hype and build up around it because we know that the winning team there standing a chance of making their dream of qualifying to another World Cup possible. However, there's still a lot of support that needs to come in towards the team in terms of that, as the Namibian team prepares for that big match, of course. Now, we have a short segment for you there. We'll just be hearing from those that are involved as well as those that were traveling to Uganda to watch this match and support the team as they play in that final match of the competition after this.
Windhoek Beer has been supporting the Boekies for over 10 years now. And it has been an initiative to really just help and support the boys to get them ready for the World Cup qualifiers. This year, we really wanted to make sure that we get the consumers involved, make sure that they know that this is the beer behind the Boekies. And the guys are now, we're sending off the team to Uganda, go watch them. We're playing the Africa Cup finals, and hopefully the boys will make it. Really, this is just solidifying our belief that authenticity goes a long way, and we are 100% real beer.
Let's go to the beer. Thank you, Windhoek Beer. And let's back the Boekies.
Good luck to the national rugby team there. Of course, everyone is looking forward for them to qualify to another World Cup, an important event, and the build-up towards this one has always been exciting. So let's hope that the Namibian team will be able to qualify yet again to another big global competition. And speaking of big competitions, also here in Namibia, there will be a T20 franchise being held here, and one of the things that you can see in this next video is the build-up towards it, as well as those that are involved in making sure that this tournament becomes a success.
The event is structured to be our best on-field domestic cricket product. What that means is literally the best cricket players in Namibia, inclusive of our national contracted players, gets divided into 4 equal teams. They get divided in a way of a team owner that selects a coach, and that coach then with the team owners draft their players to make up their team that will compete under the brand of the company in the tournament.
At Paratus Namibia, we've built our brand and reliability, resilience and belief that when you're backed by the right support, there is no limit how far you can go.
Our mission is rooted in building something that lasts. just like the legacy that Cricket Namibia is shaping. What this franchise represents is not just sport, it's ambition, it's resilience, it's innovation.
With the right nutritional support, the incredible talent, the hard work.
Cricket isn't just about runs or wickets, it's about respect, sportsmanship, and playing fair. And this aligns 100% with the values at Topkowitz Mode.
Exciting developments from cricket and Namibia there. We'll go for a short break, and after that we return with a spotlight with important news about more boxers that have just traveled to the countries where they are going to compete in. Now, we know the build-up towards this boxing bout has been a long time coming from the MTC, Nesta Sunshine Boxing and Fitness Academy. And today, they announced that they have finally traveled to join the rest of the teams that they are waiting for them in those respective countries. And Nesta announced today that the boxer, Paulus Jolominos, has traveled to Germany, where he will be facing another boxer in that IBF international bout as well. He also mentioned that Matthias the Beast Hayter will be traveling, that is on the 17th of this month, in order to compete in the United States of America, when these boxers that are fighting in Germany, which is Jolominos, once he's done, and the rest of the team will accompany or join Matthias the Beast Hayter, who will be fighting for a world title in the United States of America. Now let's hear from Nesta Sunshine Tobias one time before he traveled.
Yeah, it's an honor always to be here with you guys. Yeah, so yeah, you know, we are in boxing sport. You know, sport is a business industry, and of course, when it comes to professional boxing in Namibia, we have been top, and we have been producing world-class boxers. And of course, we are busy now preparing also for big fights. Some of our boxers have been preparing for international fights, like John Paulus Jolominos, who's fighting in Germany on the 19th July for IBF international title against Simon. Simon is a German boxer. Yeah, so this fight is scheduled for 12 rounds. Yeah, John is ready, been working very hard, and of course it's a good opportunity for him. Of course, you don't get this opportunity just because you're a boxer. You got the opportunity because you qualify for this opportunity. So they work hard to qualify for this, and of course they have to work hard also not to go and win and go for better things. You know, we got the young man Matthias Hayter, the Beast. He got the opportunity to fight in the USA, Madison Square Garden, and that is where Madison is the garden of boxing. You remember Muhammad Ali fighting Joe Frazier, one of the biggest fights in the world, and that is Madison Square Garden. And he will be the first boxer for Namibia to fight there in the Madison Square Garden. It's a big achievement for the young man. He's going to fight another prospect in the USA, Bruce Carrington, who's undefeated also like Matheus. So it will be a battle between the undefeated boxer versus prospect. And of course, the winner become a world champion. I mean, it's not easy to get this chance. We can consider this guy a hard worker, and also you also consider him as a lucky boy to get this opportunity, because we thought some guy gonna get opportunity before him, but he managed to get this opportunity. And it's for him now to go there and have the flag flying very higher, and of course, they present the land of the brave. And boxing is large in Africa, because it's less Africa boxer fighting for the world titles these days. And Haita, the beast, is gonna go there, and we are very positive going in this fight. And of course, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be very, very tough fight. And of course, we ready. We work hard, and of course, we got blessing for the other former world champions like Eddie Simon, Paulus Moses, Julius Indongo, Paulus Ambunda, and of course the other like the late Dingan, those guys who opened the door for these kids. So we are very excited.
With your experience going into the USA, how important is it to get a knockout in such a fight?
You see, a knockout is always a bonus. You see, of course, every boxer prepare to hit the other boxer, and of course, we also pray that everybody comes safe out of that fight. You know, when you go in the ring, you go to war. That is like a war. You know what I'm saying? You kill or you be killed there. You see. So, but now we like I say, we pray everybody to come safe there. But it's a very tough area to be in. So a knockout is a bonus because everybody's prepared not to get knocked out, preparing to improve his defense and all that. And of course, he also prepared to be offensive and to be very effective in the fight, and to hit his opponent, and of course to win the fight. You know, because if it's a fight, the best men have to win, and somebody must go down. The blood must be there, you know. That's boxing. That's very interesting. It's why boxing is so interesting and it's so entertaining, and why everybody worldwide is watching boxing.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck to Jolominos and the Beast Haita there, including the entire team that's traveling. It seems like there's a lot of them traveling from Moses to Nesta Sunshine Tobias. And now, before that, we have to laugh and leave you with the latest international news by our international correspondent, Ario Khat from HSC Jackson Kauraitha. It is goodbye.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with cycling news first. It is Tour de France that continued on Bastille Day, the 14th of July. Big day for Simon Yates of Great Britain. He won stage 10. It was over 163 kilometers. It was difficult. It was in the mountains. There were 8 categorized climbs, but it was Simon Yates winning. And then it was Tijmen Arensman of the Netherlands in second position in stage 10, 9 seconds behind Simon Yates. And in third position, it was Ben Healy, and he's from Ireland. Great performance by Healy. He now is the owner of the yellow jersey. Quite a performance from the Irishman. He came in third position in stage 10, and it was the leader, Tadej Pogačar, that was 4 minutes and 51 seconds behind the leader. So that means now that it is Healy with the yellow jersey, and it is 29 seconds behind him, Tadej Pogačar, now in second position. On to cricket news. It is a test cricket. It was exciting test cricket being played in England. It is England hosting India, and it's England winning the third test. They won it by 22 runs, quite a tight finish. It was on day 5, and it was at Lords where they played the third test, and it is now England that lead the series by 2-1. It was India that needed 193 runs to win in their final innings. They were bowled out for 170. Then also Australia beat the West Indies by 176 runs. That was in the third and final test, and New Zealand, or Australia rather, that win that series by 3-0. Quite an embarrassing second innings for the West Indies. They were bowled out in the second innings for just 27 runs. It is the second lowest total ever in the history of Test cricket. The lowest is 26 by New Zealand in 1955, and it is Australia that win the series now 3-0. Great performance by Scott Boland. He got a hat-trick in the innings, and also it was Mitchell Starc that got 6 wickets. To close off today's international sports news, it is football news. It is from Newcastle, leading up to the English Premier League that starts in a few weeks. It is Newcastle that hope to sign the French striker, that is Hugo Ekitike, and he's just 23 years old. He's playing for Eintracht Frankfurt, but it's Newcastle that's hoping to pay 70 million euros for his services. Earlier also, it was Newcastle that confirmed the signing of Anthony Elanga. He's from Nottingham Forest. He came over from Nottingham Forest. He plays for Sweden. and he's also a forward and a winger. So that is news from Newcastle in the English Premier League. So that is sport news on International Sports News. I hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.